Good evening, I'm Christy. I'm sorry, the national anthem just started. I'm Christy Walker along with Steve Brelsford, and we'll be calling the action in tonight's women's basketball game with the IPFW Lady Dons and the Trojans from Tri-State, and it ought to be a pretty good game tonight, Steve.
It should be. Tri-State's on a 3-game losing streak, and the Lady Dons hope to continue that streak to 4 games after coming off a tough battle in the Bulldog Clarion Classic last weekend.
IPFW should play well this year. They come back with almost all their players from last year. They beat Tri-State in last year's matchup, and so it ought to be a pretty even matchup, if not IPFW with a little bit of a leaning edge tonight.
And once again, we look for Lisa Miller to have a good game, and the Tri-State Lady Trojans have a high scorer of their own, so it should be a good battle.
Right, I know you were saying that earlier, and I don't have the name right in front of me, but they have a couple players who are quick to pop it from the outside, so IPFW will have to pull out and do some guarding from the outside, and then they're going to have to watch for the inside game.
And defense will be a key. Should be a game.
It should be a good game, and we're going to throw it back to the break, and we'll be right back with you shortly.
Statistics, polls, gambling, maybe baseball. Sure, but how about lightning, lobsters, music, chocolate cake, sex discrimination, heart attacks, potato chips, traffic, the ozone layer, Shakespeare, monkeys, dancing, drug testing? If some of these things didn't make your list, then you should be watching Public Television's new statistics series, Against All Odds.
For over 2 millennia, Western society has generated a rich visual tradition of painting, sculpture, and architecture. What do these images mean? How can we understand them? Art of the Western world will take you on an exciting journey that will suggest answers to these and other questions. Beginning in ancient Greece and ending on the brink of the future, it will examine many of mankind's most enduring artistic achievements.
And welcome back. We're getting ready here for the tip-off, and IPFW controls the ball to start this game with Tri-State, the Lady Trojans. Tina Manier out front. Has the ball stolen away by number 32, Jody Yoakum from Tri-State. So we'll see if the Lady Trojans can put some points on the board first tonight.
32 is the player to watch for the Lady Trojans. She's their big outside shooter.
And there she goes with one. Foot was on the line. That'll be 2 points. And that was a quick one right away, Steve.
She gets the shot off quickly.
Manier looking this time. They're going to go under to Lisa Miller. She looks, no room. Back out front, outside of Tina Manier. She takes a look at inside of Sands. Miller by herself, and she puts that one up and in. That was a nice move down the center of the lane by Lisa Miller.
And Amy Hogan starting the game tonight in a surprise for IPFW and in the lineup in place of
let's see who.
Dawn Dressler or Missy Shipp.
Tri-State brings the ball down, looks for an open man. There goes Yoakum. Up, and that was off the glass, no good. And I thought that they had the ball tied up, but I believe they're going to call a foul. And that's on Pam Edwards, and she gets one early in this ball game.
And a surprise starter, Chris Thurston, was the player fouled for the Lady Trojans.
And they barely get the ball in before the 5 count. They look for an outside shot, and they're always looking for Yoakum, but there they dump it underneath, and that's good by number 22, Chris Thurston, for the Lady Trojans. And that's what we were talking about down their defense. They pulled out real quick when Yoakum got the ball because she's going to fire it up without any time, and that opened up the inside shot. And outside with Manier for 3, and she puts that one down. That was a nice solid shot by Tina Manier.
Well, IPFW has some 3-point shooting of its own. And Tina Manier will have to supply that shot basically for the Lady Dons in tonight's game.
Well, IPFW has been able to hit 16 of 34 attempts from the 3-point line so far this season, and that's a pretty good effort from the outside.
Ball off Pam Edwards. It'll be Lady Trojan ball.
Yoakum to inbounds the ball.
And a steal.
Lisa Miller going to take it down. She's going to slow up, pass it out front. 3-point shot, no good. And it's going to be off blue. It'll remain IPFW basketball. A little bit of sloppy passes early, but that's usually the case. It takes a second to get going. You warm up, but you have a break. Manier from the outside. This time it'll be for 2, and that's good. And if they can find her open, that'll take a lot of pressure early off of Lisa Miller. Should open it up, and she'll probably start putting a few baskets in. IPFW trying to double team down the floor. Tri-State is capable of getting the ball down. And we've got a loose ball on the floor. IPFW comes up with it. And I think they should call a foul there, and I believe they're going to. And that is going to be on number 12, Jolie Offord. And we'll have to check on the pronunciation of that name.
Or Jolie. We'll just call her Joe. The Lady Trojans sporting a starting lineup that we really didn't expect. They have Chris Thurston and Amy Boyer in the ball game.
And there was an air ball shot by Amy Hogan.
Here's Yoakum.
Looking for a shot, not open. They go to the other side. Number 12 takes it in off the glass, no good, and that was Offord. Yoakum up with herself. That one's off the top of the rim, and Lisa Miller comes down with the rebound. Good defensive boards so far for IPFW tonight. Amy wasn't ready for that ball. It got to her, though, and there Pam wasn't ready on the inside. IPFW throws the ball away. It'll be Tri-State's basketball.
Lady Don's having a little trouble getting organized here for some reason.
Some more pressure on the floor, and they'll probably do this. They did this most of the last game that we called, and they, at least the first half, they had full court pressure. And there's a steal by Lisa Miller, and it's good. IPFW leads by 5 right now. It's 9-4 with 16:29 in the first half. A lot of time to play. We'll see what this all hands out to us later on. Tri-State looking. I don't think Chris Thurston wanted to dribble the ball down the floor.
It's not good to give it to the big person.
No, they usually look to get rid of it, and there wasn't anybody at that moment, too. Hogan,
good defense.
Good D on Yoakum. Tried to put a screen there, it didn't work. Lisa Miller outside. Oh, and there was the 30-second clock. That shot's no good. So IPFW with some real good defense there to keep Tri-State from even getting a shot off. Stephanie Bishop did throw it up a little bit after the buzzer, though, and there goes Miller from the outside. Up and no good. Rebound Tri-State. Offord bringing the ball down the floor quickly for Tri-State, not letting IPFW set up on their defense. And Offord throws it up, no good. Ball's free, Manier comes down with it. A little bit of fancy dribbling there behind the back, coming down the floor. Miller looks, no place to go. Out front to Manier, over to Hogan. Hogan throws it up, and this one's off the top of the rim too. She should have followed her shot there, might have had a chance at that rebound. Tri-State was standing around, but they come down the floor with the ball. Alford looks. Bishop with the ball looking, gonna go inside to Boyer. Boyer back out to Bishop. Underneath, and that's, and Pam's gonna get a second one quick. Not a smart move there. She was frustrated, I think, because Boyer walked around her.
Well, Pam's got her hands full tonight. Chris Thurston is.
And you just saw the instant replay there where Pam got that foul.
Who is that? 22. Yeah, Chris Thurston is 6'2", and when Thurston's down on offense, Pam's getting an elbow right in the face. She's not throwing an elbow, but she's having to work around the elbow, and that's going to be a tough battle for her.
Right.
And Michelle Conley's in on her now.
And they've got a double team there, almost a steal. Falls back in the hands of Tri-State. So they work the ball around looking for an open shot. IPFW with a nice tight defense on the inside, and then on the front, no good. IPFW racing for the rebound. Toby got her own rebound. There's another shot, no good. Tri-State, there's three rebounds, offensive rebounds. You can't give them that opportunity to keep putting the ball back up in the basket. And there IPFW does get a rebound and pulls that one. Miller bringing the ball down. And she's going to get a foul there by, I believe, number 24, Kathy Cannell. Koval, I'm sorry, Kathy Koval. No, they called it on Toby. There was 2 people available, and I picked one of the wrong.
They both got her. They had to pick one. This is a matchup of speed versus strength and height. IPFW is trying to pressure all over the court and get the break going, where the Lady Trojans prefer to get in their half-court offense and set up the three-pointer.
Right, Menier went up, off the glass, no good, and Tri-State able to pull down the rebound. We'll examine that height difference a little bit better here at the half and come back, but I can tell you, you can look by seeing it there on the floor that there is a lot of difference. Tri-State.
The main difference being Thurston 6'2".
Right. And that was Thurston right there throwing it up, but she didn't get it. And I think she's going to have the foul right after the shot, but I believe that's going to be by number 54.
Tracy Harms.
And it is. That will be Tracy's first. And there you see the instant replay and the foul after the shot. Menier looking at Kleinfelder for a little bit of help as she brings the ball down the floor. Hogan with the bad pass. Oh, and they try to throw it off the legs to save it, and there's going to be a travel. That was a lucky break for IPFW.
The ball's been bouncing their way pretty much tonight so far.
Hogan will try to inbound the ball, and she does to Menier on the far side. Miller looking for an open shot, runs right into somebody, goes nowhere. Menier throws it up herself. That was a little bit flat. Tri-State with the rebound. A little bit flat from her last 2 shots. And there goes Yoakum. Boy, she threw that up fast. Gave no one time to get on her, and that was a 3-point, but it missed. IPFW pulls down the rebound and also draws the foul.
Lady Dons are getting good rebounding position now. So some of the rebounds the Tri-State's been getting are the result of wild 3-pointers bouncing way off the rim, as happened in our last televised game. But so far the defense has been sound for the Lady Dons.
That's right. Kathy Koval was the one down there that threw up that last one for Tri-State. And Lisa Miller picks up 2 more points so far this evening. IPFW leading by, let's see, I can't even add tonight, 5 points still. It's good addition, 11-6. And they dump it inside to Thurston, and she puts it up and in. IPFW put Michelle Conley in for Pam Edwards, and obviously Thurston has taken her first shot around her and made it a good effort. Come out front to Miller, almost a bad pass. She regains back over to Menier. Looking inside, and that ball was kicked.
That ball almost took a guy's head off in the stands.
I guess that'll keep you awake out there if you see that one. Not a bad crowd tonight, considering as close as it is to the holidays. IPFW with a substitution, and Lucan is coming in for Shelly Sands is coming out of the ball game. Menier going to get out of there. She's going to get trapped in the corner, out to Miller. And they dump it down. And Lucan hits it. And Lucan comes in, gets 2 points real quick. Nice substitution for IPFW.
That worked. She came right in and contributed right away.
Tri-State trying to pull everybody to one side of the key. Unable to do that. They miss. Back up, and that was Thurston. Chris Thurston. 13-10.
That was a power move.
Tri-State is also putting on some defense, and it looks like it's going to work there. They pressured the ball. Was thrown out of bounds by Menier.
That press threw IPFW off. They looked like they weren't expecting that at all.
No, Michelle Conley wasn't able to get her hands on the ball, and she's going to come out as number 35, Shelly Sands, comes back in. Another substitution, number 12, Alford's coming back in, and they're going to give Yoakum a break. So IPFW can basically, I think right now, watch underneath the basket a little bit more with Yoakum out. They'll have time to get out to defend that outside shooter.
Well, they've done a good job on her so far tonight.
That's right. They've made her shots have been off. She's thrown them up though. That's for sure. There's a bad shot, and IPFW recovers. Tina Menier to bring the ball down the floor. And IPFW is going to set it up, look for a shot. They're going to go inside to Luca, and this time she's hammered underneath. But a nice effort. As long as you can get that ball put up, you're real likely to draw a foul under there.
The interior is not going to be for the faint of heart tonight for the Lady Dons. They're going to take some pounding down there because the Lady Trojans seem to have height to burn. They can run a number of people with size in there to take on our big people. And
we'll watch that replay. Ann puts it up and just gets nailed there, and I believe that was 24 Kathy Koval, and that was her second foul. And Lucan hits 1 of 2 at the line so far. IPFW up by 4. Chance to go back up by 5, which I believe is their biggest lead so far this ball game.
That'd be.
And it's up and good. Once again, IPFW leading by 5. The Lady Trojans bringing the ball down the floor.
Annie Leakins come in and scored the last 4 points for the Lady Dons.
And we're going to have a foul on Miller. I believe it was more a collision.
Yeah, she went in the air and came down and tripped the Lady Trojan, Jenny Toby.
That's Lisa. Trojans looking to go inside. Oh, and that's a bad call. They're going to call a blocking foul on Ann Leakin. I believe she was set under there, Steve.
Well, Ann's a guard forward. I think right now she'd prefer to be playing guard.
I think so.
She's been hammered 3 times in this game. It's got 4 points to show for it and a foul.
Tri-State gets the ball in bounds. Tracy Harms takes it in off the glass, no good, and we've got, boy, a lot of bumping going on underneath, and there she draws the foul, and that's 54 Tracy Harms. Yeah. Thought she was clean there. There was a lot of bumping going on, and I don't know, they could have called about anything.
You don't want to get in Harm's way tonight, boy.
No, I think you'll end up on the floor. A real good chance of it anyway, or a bruise. And they're going to go all the way down. Oh, and there was about the same foul that we just saw, and they didn't call that. It'll stay IPFW's ball, though, because Tri-State tipped it outside.
Perhaps an ill-advised pass, but it worked out okay.
It ended up okay. IPFW now looking for a good shot, and Miller's going to take it herself, and it is good, and she also ends up on the floor.
8 points already for Lisa Miller.
Tri-State, obviously without Yoakum in there, they haven't really shot from the outside, and there goes a shot, rolls off the top by Toby.
And their shots aren't falling in general.
They have some very flat shots right now. There's no arch on the ball. And hopefully the coach isn't watching that to make that improvement, but I'm sure she'll have something to say whenever she can talk to her Lady Trojans. IPFW almost loses the ball there, and they're going to. There's a steal. Jenny Toby with the ball. Manir almost got her hand on it.
Great defense.
Great defense, yes it was.
Good hustle and great defense.
That ball ended up going off Tri-State, so IPFW will take it out of bounds, but first they're going to call a timeout. Eileen thinks she needs to settle a few things down, although they've got the biggest lead they've had so far, 7 points in this game. But I think she wants to see what she can tell the girls and get them settled down a little bit.
The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including our monthly sports programming. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805-1499, the zip code. Or you can call us at 481-6582. Leading scorers so far for the Lady Dons, Lisa Miller as usual. She has 8 points. Andy Leakin with 4 points off the bench. She's taken the only free throws for IPFW in the game, 2 of 2. We mentioned Jody Yoakum of Tri-State, number 32 on the bench right now. She's hit 25, or make that 26 of 45 3-point shots so far during the season. That's 58%. One reason why she's the leading scorer for the Lady Trojans, and she's back on the floor as we come back from the timeout, number 32.
That's right. She's averaged in 21.5 points per game so far in 3.5 rebounds, so she's definitely a threat when she's out on the floor, and you've got to keep your eye on her at all times. It doesn't take her long to throw up that shot. IPFW inbounds the ball. This time I think Coach maybe called that timeout to talk to him about the press, and it worked. And there's going to be a basket and a foul by number 25, Shelly Sands. Nice shot by Shelly Sands off the glass.
Well, when you try to trap way in the back court, or in the front court, you're going to get burned in the back court, and Lady Trojans did. Shelly Sands converted the 2-on-1 and is going to the line for a third point.
That's what I'd have to say Eileen had to say to him during the break, was they got frustrated that first time on that press, and she just gave him a couple pointers, and it obviously worked there. It's going to pay off, and they've got at least 2 out of it and possible 3.
Tina Manier's good pass in the outlet got it started. And Jamie LaRue is going to come in here in a minute.
Sands and misses the opportunity for a 3. Tri-State rebounds. LaRue will have to wait for a couple more minutes. Tri-State also with the substitution. Stephanie Bishop came into the game. And Bishop
and
looking
Thurston's
inside.
In there too.
A couple big girls on the inside. And there's a shot by Alford. She got the break. A little bit of a bounce and it fell. Oh, and there's a throwaway by Miller. Trying to break that press from Tri-State. And there's Bishop with the shot, and that's up and good, and they're going to have to stop it. The net's caught. Stephanie Bishop coming into the ball game with a quick 2. Bring the game back to 5 points. And LaRue's going to get into the ball game now. Come in and give Amy Hogan a break. And LaRue is a freshman. We saw a lot of her in our last game.
Here's the break.
Inside to Miller. Miller up and in. This time they hold off on the foul. Lisa gets 2 more points.
They might as well put that defense to bed. It's not going to do Tri-State any good.
Now IPFW's got the hang of it, and they're definitely going to get the ball down the floor. Tracy Harm saw the open.
Yes.
Tried to move it herself, missed, and we've got an offensive foul.
Thurston drew it. That's her, who are they calling that on?
Chris Thurston, they did. That is going to be on number 22.
Okay.
And that is
That's
her
her second.
No, that's her first shot, first
Okay.
foul. We'll get it straight. IPFW will go to the free throw line.
Annie Leakin again.
Annie Leakin.
You see the replay.
And that one's up and good. This is a 2-shot. 2-shot foul. And there you can see Annie. And she makes that one. IPFW with another 9-point lead. Tri-State gets the ball down, double teamed. They find an open man. I should say lady. And they're looking outside. Number 24, Kathy Covell, up and no good. Tri-State gets that rebound. That was Thurston. She puts it up and in. That's a height threat from the inside. Nice offensive rebound for Tri-State. IPFW is going to have to try to shut that down as the game progresses. LaRue back out to Manier. Manier looking for Lisa to open up. Back out to LaRue. Manier comes around, looks for an opening. Miller kind of grabbed that one. And it's no good. Oh, and
Kathy Covell draws the foul.
she gets it. But Cindy DeRocker from Tri-State is asking for a charge on that one, razzing the ref a little bit on the sideline.
Lisa did try to force that up just a little bit, but she got the call. She's going to the line for 2. Pretty much 4 guards and 1 forward out there for IPFW. Now Annie Leakin comes out and Kim Recker comes in. She had some height and strength.
Trying to post up that forward position a little bit on height.
I'm sure Annie Leakin just needed a breather after the pounding she was taking underneath.
It's not going to take much tonight. At least IPFW has the bench, the depth in the bench to be able to pull players off and on and give them a little bit of a break.
Well, quickness has been the deciding factor so far tonight.
And Miller hits 2. Tri-State with an opportunity to score here. And IPFW with good defense under the board, not going to allow the ball to go in. That shot up and no good by Jenny Toby.
Good rebounding position by Shelly Sands, and pretty much good defense by Jamie LaRue right now. She has the responsibility of watching Yoakum. They're doing a good job keeping her away from the ball.
That's right.
Or I should say keeping the ball away from her.
And there goes Ricker. And that shot was no good. Tri-State's trying to bring the ball down the floor really quickly. Manier got lucky. That ball went off of her. She was moving along there, luckily not going to draw the foul. Ricker trying to make sure that that ball is not going to go in there to Thurston.
Nice. Oh, what do we got here? Guess Kim Ricker on the foul there.
Yeah, they got her there.
But it's still a nice effort.
Tri-State's trying to move around them, and I think Ricker just moved the wrong way and drew the foul on that play.
IPFW still not in the bonus situation with 5 team fouls.
Tri-State gets the ball into Yoakum, and that's up and no good. Rebound by Miller. IPFW looking down court. Over to Shelley, out to Manier. Up and good, and that's a 3-point shot by Tina Manier. Don't leave her open, she'll definitely be a threat, and that's what Cindy DeRoker from Tri-State thinks as she calls a timeout for her team, trying to get them settled down, as IPFW has a 27-16 lead in this ball game.
2 3-pointers now for Manier. We'll be right back for more GLVC basketball action right after these brief messages.
About mathematics. Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing. If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
And we're back. Welcome back to IPFW. We call it the Mastodons. And IPFW leading this game 27-16. Tri-State will inbound the ball. And we'll see what happens here. What kind of changes have been made, if we can figure them out. Outside of Yoakum. And they're trying to move the ball around a little quicker, that's for sure. They go inside to Thurston, and Recker lost her on that one. Nice move by number 22, Thurston. IPFW with the ball down quick to Miller, up and good. Nice pass by Shelly Sands. It's a nice assist by Sands. If she can open that up, Lisa will have quite a few points again tonight. Thurston looking. Tri-State trying to dump the ball inside, but not always looking for the outside shot.
And Thurston picks up another foul.
Jenny Toby threw that one up, and I believe on the rebound, Thurston grabbed that foul, and that's her second. IPFW in the bonus, should be shooting a 1-and-1, and they will be.
Kim Recker seeing her first action of the season, as far as I can tell. She has as you can see, a rich wrist problem. Here's the replay, and Thurston fouling Recker.
First one up and good. That'll give her a chance at the second shot. IPFW leading by 12 right now. Biggest margin so far in this game. Lucky tonight we've got cheerleaders and we've got part of a band out here and some fans. So the women have a lot of people to cheer them on tonight.
We also have the Donettes here.
Missed the Donettes. That's the male cheerleaders for anyone trying to figure that out. And we have the Don, and that's the IPFW Mastodon. He's always here, though. We enjoy seeing him. The kids like him a lot. Stephanie Bishop looking, and she went to Yoakum, and they're going to call that Tri-State. Lisa tried to point it out that that went off of Yoakum, but it didn't. At least the refs or officials didn't think it did, and it'll remain Tri-State's ball. They go outside of Yoakum quick, and that shot's no good. And they're going to end up with the rebound. Oh, no, Manier steals the ball, takes it down, puts it up, and she got hammered. By number 32, Jody Yoakum.
I think Yoakum's taking out some frustrations there. Her three-point shot is not falling, and she was fouling instead.
You're right, I don't know how many she's put up so far this evening, but I think she's had about one fall. And that was a little bit of frustration, Manier stealing the ball from her. She was going to make sure that she wasn't going to get that in, though, with the chance for a three-point.
Tina will have to earn them from the stripe.
Tina will have to earn these two.
She has 6 on the night so far.
And this is the first one. Second shot. Miller dropping back because Yoakum was sitting back here all by her lonesome. Ready for a fast break. And Amy Hogan's going to come back into the ball game for LaRue. LaRue played well while she was in, gave Yoakum a little bit to worry about. And there's a steal by Miller, and she's going to take it herself. Up and in. There's 2 points for Lisa Miller. Nice defense by IPFW as they drop back and pick up Tri-State at half court.
Poor decision on that pass, but the half court trapping kind of defense has paid some dividends here for IPFW.
Tri-State moving the ball around.
Now Yoakum's got a tall player, Amy Hogan, on her. She's had a lot of different types of defensive players.
I don't know quite what happened there. Manier's going to end up with the foul.
And she decked number 21, Jenny Toby, trying to fight through a screen, I think is what happened there. But still only the 16th foul, so still no free throws for Tri-State.
5:13 remaining in the first half. IPFW leading 34-18 if you just joined us.
Now Lisa Miller's on Yoakum.
And that shot is no good.
Lang.
Yoakum once again breaking it off of the back, the side, and whatever part of the rim she hits, but it isn't the middle, and that's for sure. And as far as IPFW is concerned, and I guess as far as any fan is, and we are concerned and watching, and that's just fine. And we have a substitution.
And Monica Clark in the game. Alfred sits down.
Tri-State really not mixing it up a great deal. Sands turns, shoots, and gets it. And there's going to be a foul right away on Monica Clark.
Very poor fouling decision there. Shelley was left wide open. It was sort of a, oh, you're open, I'll touch you foul, and Tri-State got nailed on it.
Not a way to come into the ballgame. Tri-State says that's enough. We're going to call a timeout as IPFW leads by 18 points. And the cheerleaders will come out on the floor and entertain here.
Tune in to Channel 6 Thursday evening, January 2nd at 6 o'clock to watch the Lady Pumas from St. Joseph College take on the IPFW Lady Dons. Then at 8, the Pumas from St. Joe battle the Dons. Catch all the action of GLVC doubleheader basketball action, our next televised games, right here on Channel 6.
And Lisa Miller, we got a few updates on her. The All-American candidate, she continued her outstanding play, amassing 49 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists in her two-day Ferris State University Bulldog Clarion Classic. And if that isn't a name for a classic, I don't know what is, Steve. That was just last weekend. And for the season, Miller is averaging 27 points and 7.4 rebounds a game. She's also has 4 assists per game. She's shooting 53.6% from the field and 77.6% from the foul line, and she was our Dandy Don last time, and that's a little bit of an update for Lisa Miller. And right now, though, we've got Shelly Sands on the line.
Shelly missed her first free toss.
And she makes the second. Tri-State bringing the ball down. IPFW still with a half-court press. Yoakum takes it herself.
Oh!
Oh, I'm not sure that.
Oh, ball.
Yoakum was going to dump it off to somebody that wasn't there, actually. I think Thurston was supposed to move inside, and Manier had all ball, but I guess the ref saw something we didn't.
Let's take a look here. They just think she got her on the arm, I guess is what they're saying, but it looked like a pretty good block.
Looked pretty clean. But that's why we're sitting up here. Better from outside, and I'm sure it's more difficult when you're standing down there, and you got to think there's 10 players moving around on the floor.
I tell you, I've reffed. It's real easy. They shouldn't make a mistake.
Okay, I'll have to take that from your experience because I haven't done it, but I just can't imagine that it would be that simple. And Yoakum hit both of those free throws.
First points in a while. We have her for 5.
Miller dumps it inside.
Oh.
Nice assist by Shelly Sands as she dumps the ball inside to Lisa Miller, and Miller puts it up over traffic. 4:28 remaining in this first half of the ball game. IPFW playing very well. Thurston on the outside. Yoakum, pushing off as she's trying to screen inside. Thurston takes it herself up and no good. Miller grabs the rebound.
Now there's an example where Thurston for the Tri-State Lady Trojan, she's way out at the top of the key taking the shot, so she's not there for rebounding. I think they're just out of sync because IPFW is playing really good defense, good team defense tonight.
And Recker throws it up, and she hasn't gotten one to fall yet this evening. That's probably your third or fourth shot. Yeah. Well, and it's not been a man-to-man, so they don't know who's going to be on them, and it's definitely thrown them off. You're right, Steve. We have had a traveling call. I was going to say we've had quite a few fouls away from the ball so far tonight, but that's not a foul, and that'll be a travel. IPFW will be inbounding the ball.
Monica Clark's come in and fouled Shelly Sands and then turned the ball over so far. Annie Leakin back in. As Thurston's out, so Annie's got a break. There's someone her own height pretty much in the game for her to be playing against and guarding.
Sands looked as she ran off the court like she could use a couple minutes down on the bench.
They're working hard out there.
Outside to Hogan. Manier, they've got Leakin open underneath, but didn't see her. Miller looking. It's outside, Manier up in it, and no good this time. Tri-State rebounding the ball. Yoakum's taking it down the court. She looked to shoot, dumps it inside.
Oh, how about a travel there?
And they're going to count it, and that's Monica Clark. Took a couple steps, put it up and in. They count it, and they're going to give a foul.
A little traveling music there.
And that's foul's going to go on Kim Recker. Need to have the band kick up that. We'll have to make up some traveling music.
Yeah, Coach Kleinfelder looks pretty much amazed by that whole sequence of events.
Monica Clark is at the line for the Lady Trojans, and that is good. IPFW, LaRue's going to come back into the game. She's going to give Hogan a break. And who else came in? Sands came back in for Recker. IPFW almost not getting the ball in bounds. Forgot, everybody went down the court.
No problem.
Nope. Into Leakin. Defense backs off for Tri-State. Because obviously IPFW has dropped it down underneath the basket quite a few times, so they're going to have to get back and defend the basket. LaRue looking into Sands. Manier up, and no good as she shoots over a couple of people there. And Tri-State ends up with the basketball. IPFW is going to draw the charge on that one.
They're the equalizer.
Lisa Miller draws the foul by number 42, Monica Clark.
If you duck your head and throw your elbow around like that, you're just going to get the call. We'll take a look at it here. So she ducks down.
Pushes with that shoulder.
Puts the shoulder in, and you're just going to get the charge call there.
We hope, anyway. Tonight it looks like it's that way. It's not always. Refs have been pretty much on top of the ball game so far, though. And they all look to see which it's going to be called, and the ball's going to be turned over to Tri-State by a bad pass from IPFW. Lady Dons are going to try to trap the ball here. No success. They're going to take it to Yoakum. She's going to put it right up and does not fall.
Unbelievable.
I tell you, watching the fans' heads on Tri-State's side just shaking their head, I'm sure they've seen that ball fall many, many times from most of the shots we've seen tonight, and they just aren't going in. And Sands puts a nice bunny shot up, and that one falls. IPFW with 2 more points. As they look right now, unstoppable.
Well, it's easy to see why Tri-State might be in a 3-game losing streak, because right now their offense just really isn't working.
That's right. Ann Leakin with the steal, and Tina Manier frustrated with herself, wanting that ball to fall, but she put it up. Good effort, and she's going to go to the line.
And Clark with another couple with her second foul.
Recken and Hogan coming back in, and also Alford back in for Tri-State. Pretty much the same players rotating right now.
Tina with 7 points tonight, 1 out of 2 from the line. I think she'll come out for Michelle Conley after she takes these free throws.
Give Tina a little bit of a break, and the first one's good. That's a shooting foul. She is shooting 2, makes the first, and right here with the chance at the second point. And it's good. IPFW leading by 20 points, 43-23. First half, 1:37 remaining. And Tri-State just looking to develop any kind of offense at all right now.
Well, they've taken Yoakum back out. And I think she has.
Oh,
there should have been a travel
there. Should have been a travel. You're right. Alford, no good. She's been firing it up from the outside and hasn't gotten anything to fall either. It's got to be frustrating for Tri-State right now, just putting the ball up and nothing. It's just like there's a lid on the basket, and I'm sure that gets tough, especially when things are falling on the other end. And there was a really tough shot by Conley. She was behind the basket, rolled over the top.
Almost rolled in, though.
Almost rolled in. Tri-State looking for a nice open shot here. And they got a 5-second call by Michelle Conley. Had some nice defense there. Tri-State with nowhere to go.
Clark couldn't get rid of the ball. She
IP
pivoted with some really big leg kicks, too. That was kind of strange looking. I'm not sure what she was doing.
IPFW is going to dump it inside to Recker.
Yes.
Oh, and Conley gets that to fall. Nice shot by Michelle Conley.
Nice turnaround.
That's knowing where the basket is on that shot. Tri-State just looking, and they're going to go with Alford, and she can't get it to fall. And there's just going to be a being in the wrong place at the wrong time foul.
Shelly Sands back.
As Kathy Koval had her back turned to Sands and just basically was in the wrong place. But that's another foul, and IPFW once again to the free throw line. And this time it'll be Hogan. Is it Hogan from the stripe? No, Sands from the stripe.
She's got 7 points so far, 1 out of 2 from the line.
And we've got a substitution here. They're going to take care of it before the free throw. LaRue's going to come in for Manier.
We have a sports break with Alan Bangs coming up at halftime, so we can look forward to that. Tri-State, I'm not sure what they're going to look forward to at halftime. They're down by 22 points, and not a lot's gone right.
I believe they're going to look forward to a lot of words from their coach, and we'll leave it at that, and we'll see what happens after halftime. But we hope you can stay with us so that you'll be here when we do come back at the second half. Tri-State with another shot up and no good. And that's it for the first half. IPFW leading 45-23 as halftime is now upon us.
Pretty much domination by the Lady Dons. 17 points for Lisa Miller, 9 by Tina Manier. The three-point shot not falling for the Lady Trojans, and they're going to have to pick up the pieces at halftime.
They're going to have to pick up the pace on offense because IPFW's defense, if it even comes out half-mast as what it's been this first one, the Tri-State Trojans are in a lot of trouble. And there you see the score and the Don, and there he is as he keeps the crowd clapping and going.
Well, we'll be right back for more GLVC basketball action right here after these brief messages.
How can you find out when lightning may strike? And how do you count the fish in the sea? How can you tell if a child is growing normally, if baseball is getting better, or traffic is getting worse? How do you know about stock market trends, the risk of cholesterol, the history of witchcraft, or the future of spacecraft? With statistics, that's how. And how can you find out about statistics? With the new Statistics series, Against All Odds.
This is the increasingly competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay #1 in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
Here's a brief look at IPFW sports this week. I'm Alan Bangs. The IPFW men's basketball team takes their unbeaten record to Erie, Pennsylvania to face Gannon University this Thursday night. Gannon also sports an undefeated record of 5-0. The Mastodons ran their record to 3-0 last Thursday night with a non-conference win over Purdue University at Calumet. Sean Gibson scored a season-high 23 points and grabbed 13 rebounds to lead IPFW to a 95-80 victory here at the Multipurpose Center. Senior Clarence Rich added 14, while senior Kevin Shank added 10 coming off the bench. Rich has hit at least one three-pointer in 22 consecutive games, dating back to last season. On Saturday night, the Dons got 20 points from senior Eric Vaughn to defeat Quincy College 99-82 in Quincy, Illinois. Sean Gibson finished that contest with 17 points and 15 rebounds. Through 4 games, Vaughn is averaging nearly a point per minute. He has played an average of 18 minutes per game while scoring 16.5 points per contest. Vaughn has come off the bench in each of the club's first 4 contests. This Thursday, Gannon will have to contend with a balanced IPFW attack. The Mastodons have placed at least 3 players in double figures in all 4 games this season. The Lady Dons host a pair of non-conference games this week, starting with Tri-State University this Thursday at 7 p.m. and Grand Valley State University this Saturday at 3. Both games are here in Fort Wayne at the IPFW Multipurpose Building. First-year head coach Eileen Kleinfelter owns a season record of 3-2, splitting the 2 games they played this weekend in the Bulldog Clarion Classic at Ferris State University. Lisa Miller is still breaking records. This weekend she scored her 596th career field goal to break Robin Scott's record of 595. Miller currently holds 13 IPFW career, season, and game records. For Channel 6 Sports, I'm Alan Bangs.
In a neighborhood that witnesses an average of 1 murder and 2 rapes a week, basketball is the sport of choice. But while some kids are busy playing basketball, others are discovering a new sport. 16-year-old Shandu Jones of East Harlem is a goaltender. He's developing hockey skills here at Lasker Rink in Central Park, skills that may someday take him to the National Hockey League.
Some people discriminate because they say that I'm black and I like to play basketball. I tell them that they're wrong. I am black, yeah. Maybe they do have some racists in the NHL, but I doubt that. And since they say that, it makes me want to play even more. It makes me want to practice more, get more better, and it makes me want to stop everybody.
Shandu felt strange when he first put on a pair of skates. To him, hockey was played in Canada, not in Harlem.
My grandmother thought I was crazy at first to play hockey. But then after a while, my grandmother has seen me come home with no cuts on my face. So she's like, go ahead, go for it. But my mother, she encouraged me a whole lot. She's come to a couple of my games. And she's like, yeah, that's my son, yeah. Let's go back to the center, Mom.
I ain't going to walk back home.
Shandu lives with his grandmother during the week, and on weekends he stays with his mother. He says it makes things easier for him because his mother works in the evenings. He's been doing this ever since his father passed away at an early age.
Call that hamburger? Call that a brick burger. Say it's like a pail of water. It's like the top half is my father, the bottom half is my mother. And since he's gone, all I have left is the bottom half. Where's the stuff to wash the dishes with? I always feel that it's not fair because at a young age like I was, I think a kid needs a father to help him grow like that. But I had teachers, friends like that to really help me. And my mom, she was devastated. She once in a while, she couldn't even think straight.
When with their grandmother, Shandu and his sister Mimi share a bedroom.
Gotcha again.
Shandu has adjusted to living without a father, but he still struggles with living in East Harlem.
It scares me once in a while. And then on another hand, it confuses me. When I was about, 8, it was a guy that I knew. He was like real smart and everything, had a good job. Then one time I seen him, he was like living out on the streets. So I was talking to my mother. I was like, Mom, how come some guys, they can be real smart, but they don't have some requirements to fill out a job? And then she's like, I'm not sure, Sean. I don't really know.
Shandu stays off the streets by keeping himself busy. He's up at 6 in the morning and in bed by 10 at night. He's the captain of the Hockey in Harlem Redhawks, and he participates in an after-school program. At a summer hockey camp led by Brian Trottier of the New York Islanders, Shandu was a standout. Unlike most kids who began skating at the age of 4 or 5, Shandu began when he was 13. Today, he's a solid goaltender. And for Dave Wilk, the founder of Hockey in Harlem, Shandu has a promising future.
Well, Shandu's always been one of my favorites, and he's got a fantastic attitude about the sport and a tremendous natural ability. And he's a team leader. He's been tremendous with some of the new kids starting out each year, spending time talking to them, helping them get dressed, and it's tough to learn how to put on the equipment. And we've watched him develop both as a player on the ice and as an individual off it. He's really tremendously composed and mature, and just a fine young man.
Many of Shandu's teammates and coaches say he has the talent to be a great goaltender, and he could make it to the NHL. But like every other athlete, he has his bad days, and those are the ones he'd rather forget.
Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah. Show me how beside what you want from me. Tell me maybe I could be there for you.
Through Hockey in Harlem, Shandu and his teammates are learning about more than just how to skate and shoot. When they're not on the ice, they're in a classroom at PS 96. Wilk teaches them about math and geography through hockey. At the end of the season, the kids take a final exam, and the top students receive scholarships to hockey camps. 3 years ago, when Shandu started playing hockey, it was just another sport. Today, he hopes to go on to a college where he can play hockey, but getting there won't be easy. His grades at Julia Richmond High School jumped from A's to C's. He blames this on the distractions at school.
One time when I was in the lunchroom, a guy got hit in the face with a cheeseburger. The guy that got hit in the face with the cheeseburger, his name was Jamel. And the other guy that threw it, I don't know, and they really started fighting, so the guard broke it up. And then when Jamel was going home, he was shot. Jamel was killed for getting hit in the face with a cheeseburger.
Naily with Brown. Naily turns, shoots, scores! Oh, what a shot!
Shandu dreams of playing in the National Hockey League. Currently, there are only 4 black athletes in the NHL. Only 13 have played in the league during its 73-year existence. The first played in 1961, and the second 13 years later. But Shandu has other goals if he can't play in the NHL.
Well, if hockey doesn't really work out for me, I would like to become an aeronautical engineer. Because stocks and bonds, I don't know too well about.
And welcome back to the IPFW Mastodome, and IPFW leading Tri-State Trojans 45-23 at the halftime, Steve. And I tell you, it's pretty much been a blowout so far. Tri-State has definitely had a lid on the basket, and I think they've come out early here with about 4 minutes left before the second half begins to try to open up that lid and get some baskets to fall.
Well, the Lady Trojans would have more points if you got points for like hitting the rim, but as we see the halftime stats, Tri-State is 10 of 37, 27% shooting, while IPFW is hitting 16 of 28 for that 57%. The three-point shot has been of no real significance for either team in this game, really. Free throws, Tri-State's only 3 of 3. They've only gone to the line 3 times, while they've hacked and fouled away. And so IPFW has been to the line 15 times and hit 11 of them. The rebounding battle pretty even, turnovers fairly even. And the foul, once again, the foul got Tri-State in trouble. The big stat that I see at the half is the leading scorer. I got her name, Jodi Yoakum. She's 1 of 10 from the field, and she came in as their leading scorer. She only has 4 points, while Thurston in the middle has picked up 12 inside points for Tri-State. Good scoring for IPFW. Lisa Miller with 17, Tina Manier with 11, a couple three-pointers, and Shelly Sands working underneath and got 7 points. So whatever's at halftime, I'm sure Coach Kleinfelder just said keep doing what you're doing, because the half-court defense was their quickness was really giving Tri-State trouble, and with their outside shot not falling, the Lady Trojans were forced to foul. I love saying the word foul for some reason tonight. So that's pretty much the story. If we can run down the scoring once again. Lisa Miller with 17 points for IPFW. Tina Manier with 11. Ann Leakin with 6 points. Shelly Sands with 7. Kim Recker, her first bucket of the season. Annie Leakin with 6 points. And the only surprise is Pam Edwards came out of the game after only 5 minutes and never got back in. She hasn't scored yet. And I don't know if there's a problem or why she was taken out of the game, but we'll see. Perhaps it was the fact she picked up 2 fouls pretty early.
She picked up 2 fouls rather quickly, Steve, and I think they were in within the first couple minutes of the ball game, and I just think Coach didn't want to see that third one that early, but she didn't even get her back in at the end of the game. But I think we'll see if she comes back out here and might be in the starting lineup coming in the second half. She looks fine. She got hammered a couple times, but so has most any of the girls so far this evening. I tell you, not all shots have fallen without an arm or an elbow being right there in front of them.
Of course, the way they're playing, Don could go out there tonight and probably play some.
I don't know. Don doesn't look like he's ready to play there. He's going to pick up a cheerleader there on the floor and give a few dance lessons.
The scoring for Tri-State, as we said, their leading scorer, Jodi Yoakum, with 4 points. She is 1 of 10 from the field. Chris Thurston's picked up some of the slack inside. She's got 12 points. Stephanie Bishop with 2. Joelle Alford with 2 points. Monica Clark came in and picked up 3 points on a basket and a free throw. The game was pretty close to start out. A turnover after a basket gave Tri-State a couple quick buckets, and they pulled to within 9-6 at about the 13-minute mark. And from that point on, IPFW outscored them 36-17 to really take command of this ball game.
And that they have, and Lisa Miller leading the scoring, and always with lots and lots of stats about Lisa Miller. We filled you in on a few of those earlier. And once again, she's rewriting the IPFW record book, and she's established another school record with her 596th career field goal. And that surpasses Robin Scott's record of 595, and that was set from the years 1987 to 1991. And Miller also needs 86 field goal attempts to surpass Tina Morell's career record mark of 1,284. And Miller currently holds 13 IPFW career season and game records. So you see her name a lot if you ever get a chance to look at the record boards. And we're getting ready for the second half. And IPFW, we haven't seen much of the, boy, I'm lost tonight. I tell you, I've got a cold and I've been real lucky to hang in here this long. It's Tri-State's ball. We'll just start with that at the second half. IPFW will start out with a good rebound there, and they'll take it down the floor.
Amy Boyer trying for a bucket, couldn't get anything out of it.
Manier dribbling outside, trying to get the offense set up. Hogan drops out. Sands up front, looks, moves, tries to dump it inside, and it's tipped off by Tri-State. Tri-State will bring the ball down the floor quickly, not give it time for IPFW to set up the half-court trap.
The Lady Trojans got to get Yoakum here with the ball. They've got to get her involved,
and there she threw the ball away.
They're still in disarray.
And the faces always show it all as she threw that ball, and no one was there to get it. It's just like, can I do anything right tonight? I don't think so, at least right now. Tina Manier pulled up that dribble. Pam Edwards comes outside, takes it out to Miller. Miller looks, goes inside, drops it off to Hogan, and up and in off the glass. Nice backdoor move by Amy Hogan as she goes around Alford with a little bit of a height advantage. And we'll see what happens here. Tri-State trying to put some points on the board. They've been coming, but very slow tonight as they only have 23.
Right now, Amy Hogan on Yoakum.
And there was a nice move by Amy Boyer.
Boyer's first points of the night.
And she takes the nice short shot. That gives 2 for Tri-State. IPFW passing the ball around. Inside to Edwards. Nice pass by Shelly Sands. Beautiful dump underneath the basket.
I think IPFW probably want to work the ball inside as much as possible just to try to draw some more fouls on the big people of the Tri-State and get them out of the ball game.
Thurston took one dribble that time. That's more than we've seen. She pulls up pretty quickly to dump the ball off. Yoakum looking to make something happen into Thurston. She turns, rolls, and gets the roll off the rim for 2 points.
Thurston now with 14.
IPFW over to Hogan, up to Miller. A little bit of traffic problems there. Trying to get their places. Pam Edwards out to Amy. Amy up, shoots, and it misses. Miller with the rebound and puts it in. Nice shot by Lisa Miller.
Lisa Miller is everywhere. Inside rebounding, hitting the shot, taking the shot from 10 to 15 feet.
Well, to have the record she has, she obviously has to be everywhere, and that's where she wants to be. Anywhere to be a threat. Thurston banks that one up. And Pam Edwards backed off a little bit, afraid of drawing, I think, that third foul and being pulled out early in the second half.
At least she has a little more height than Annie Leakin has. Leakin guarded Thurston for a while.
Oh, Miller ran into some traffic there, and it's a loose ball.
It's a scrum.
And it's going to be a jump ball. Possession, which is the word I obviously couldn't think of a little while ago.
First down, Tri-State.
Goes to IPFW. We've seen some football out there tonight. I tell you, it's been rough under the basket. But IPFW's hanging in there as they are getting pounded, but they're pounding away at the offense end, and that's obviously showing as they lead 51-29. And they're going to dump it into Miller. She turns.
Whoop.
Oh, looks for Manier, grabs the ball. A really wild shot into Miller. Oh, it doesn't fall. Hogan pulls that one down, and they're going to reset. The ref. Tri-State's coach up off the bench just trying to figure out what's going on, how IPFW got that ball, and Miller shoots that one for 2.
He's also trying to figure out how to stop number 24.
That's right, and I don't think she has that today.
Just that three-quarter court trap press.
But Tri-State breaks it, gets the ball down the floor. Yoakum looking for inside to Thurston. I think they're going to try to dump it to her. And they wanted a foul there on Hogan. I'll call it all ball from the back, and she just didn't go anywhere with it. Manier trying to set up the play once again, with this being Kleinfelder's first year. It is all new plays that the girls have told me. It's all new offense, and all, you know, defense is similar, but each coach has their own particulars, and that's a lot of stuff that they've had to learn. And that's really tough on seniors who are used to one coach and have played one way all for 3 years, and all of a sudden they have a new way. But it's working for IPFW, and 53-29, and we had a timeout here.
Yeah, something's not working for Coach Kleinfelder. She decided to stop play and talk it over. We'll be right back for more GLVC basketball action right after these messages.
Bonjour. French in action, opening a new era in language learning. A television course in 52 lessons centers around a wonderful romantic comedy filmed entirely on location in France. The story of Mireille, Robert, Marie-Laure, and the mysterious man in black will help you to learn, to understand,
Excusez-moi,
and to speak French. Watch French in action.
And welcome back. As you see, IPFW cheerleaders, and as we called them earlier, I guess, the Donettes, and Don, the mascot, trying to get the crowd fired up as they've kind of gotten lackadaisical as this score continues to grow. It's kind of hard to get into the ball game, but I think that's one thing Eileen Kleinfelder had to say there maybe a little bit in the break is, hey, you're winning, but this isn't the time to back off.
Well, the way to play basketball properly is to play not paying attention to what the score is, and she may have felt that the play got just a little careless. It certainly wasn't a stylish success to start out with, even though they have the 24-point lead.
And Tri-State is definitely looking to dump it inside here. They're continually throwing it underneath to Thurston, and she gets it once again. She throws that elbow, doesn't get called, puts it up and in off the glass. And I tell you, I wouldn't want to be posting up against her because you're going to catch an elbow, depending how tall you are as to where. Sands looks and tries to dump it inside herself. Tri-State comes up with the ball. I believe if that would have got out of bounds, it would have stayed IPFW's. And Tri-State tries to bring the ball back up quickly, trying to get some points on the board, as there's 15 minutes remaining in the second half, and they've got to continue plugging away.
And they still can't get Yoakum on track.
Yoakum is not doing a whole lot to help out the Trojans. And there's another shot rolling across the rim by Amy Boyer. Tina Manier down to Miller. They're also looking to dump it inside. That time they got lucky. Regan's going to dump it off to Sands, and that was a nice play. Regan was all tied up. She had 3 Trojans around her and dumped it off to Shelley. Shelley put it up and in for 2.
Just look for the open person.
Somebody's got to be open, you figure, when you got 3 people around you.
Oh, a tee.
We haven't seen a technical yet, but I believe she was reading him the riot act on that one, and I'm not really sure what for.
Well, that last offensive series for Tri-State, I believe she thought a foul should have been called on their shot that came off for a rebound for IPFW. She let the ref know it. So we'll be shooting some free throws here.
And I don't think he liked what she had to say.
Well, she can't be happy with what she's been seeing, so.
And of course, they're going to put Lisa Miller to the line.
Now, sometimes they say coaches do that for effect to get the team fired up, but I have to believe she was just honked off.
I will have to agree with you on that, Steve.
Lisa Miller hitting 77% from the line this year. That's a little low for her. She could probably sink both these. She has 21 on the night, make it 22.
Lisa has a nice, easy shot from the line. Wish I could make it look that easy. And 2, up and in, all net.
23 now for Lisa Miller.
And IPFW on a technical foul, 2 free throws, and they also get the ball. That's a costly effect anymore. You know, technical used to be the shots, and then, but now it's the ball out of bounds as well. And IPFW 57-31.
There's number 3 on Thurston.
And that's not going to help out Tri-State as they need that height underneath the basket.
She's provided the scoring punch that has been lacking from Yoakum tonight, especially here in the second half. Oh.
Miller turned, thought she was going to be able to dump it in there to Recker, but Recker was nowhere to be found. Tri-State with the ball. And LaRue, oh, nice. Oh, I think they're going to call her on the line. That was an excellent play by LaRue. She tried to bounce the ball off the Tri-State player, in effect did that, but had her foot on the line as she was going out and grabbing the ball.
She was already out of bounds when she made that play, but it was a good effort. Kind of lucky that a foul might not have been called there because she kind of crashed into her, too.
Bodily crashed into her as well as throwing the ball.
But LaRue's a freshman, has a lot of energy. She's in good shape. Now here once again, she's playing defense on Yoakum, so they've had the taller Amy Hogan on her and the quicker Jamie LaRue on her, giving Yoakum all kinds of problems.
And both are working effectively. That and Yoakum she's just not hitting anything. And Thurston
there's the foul.
Is going to draw the foul, and that's going to be on Leakin, I believe. And Ann's like, I'm not sure how I got that, but
yeah, it's on Ann.
That'll be a out of bounds. No, they're going to call that 2. That was a shooting foul.
Well, Thurston has 18 points on the night. She'll be shooting 2 free throws here. That's the first team foul on IPFW this half. They've done a good job of not getting in foul trouble in the games we've had this season.
And the first one's good. And Pam Edwards is going to come in for Recker. And we're going to have a substitution for Tri-State also. But it will be after, no, they're going to catch it before the shot. Be 24, Kathy Covell coming into the ball game for number 40, Amy Boyer.
And we have her with 4 fouls, so she has to be very careful here.
So pound the ball to whoever
is guarding,
or
being guarded by her.
By her, that's right. We'll get it straight. Hang in there with us, and we are glad you are with us. Watching the Lady Dons.
Notice the Lady Trojans are wearing those very stylish, extra baggy basketball pants this season.
And the second one is good.
20 now for Thurston.
Edwards, they're looking inside. Oh, into Leakin as she called for the ball. Nowhere to go, though. She's going to get it to Edwards. Edwards gets it swiped away. They're tumbling for it.
Good hustle by Edwards.
She comes up with it. Oh, out to Munir, who's open under to
No.
Now that I'm not sure. Ann stumbled for the ball there, got a hold of it and threw it up anyway instead of bringing it back out front. She drew the foul.
She was going up against Thurston. That was kind of an ill-advised shot, but here we see the replay as she got hammered by the body. It was a body foul.
Yeah, it was a body foul because Thurston had her arms up, right idea, but just stepped into her a little bit.
And that, of course, didn't make the coaches for Tri-State happy at all as she picked up her 4th foul.
No, number 44, Stephanie Bishop back into the ball game, giving Chris Thurston a break. And I think they'd rather have her back in there at the end of the ball game than right now, and so they'll sit her out for a while as Ann misses the first of 2. Second one is up and good from the stripe. We got a substitution. Sands is coming back into the ball game for Ann Leakin.
7 now for Annie Leakin.
Tri-State beating the press. And that was a really short shot by Toby.
Covell converts it. Okay, Covell.
We heard our announcer, and he usually checks out the names, and we must, catch that ball. As Sands does, pulls it into LaRue. LaRue out front to Miller. Miller out to LaRue. She pops that one, no good. Tri-State looking for an open shot, and they get one. Kathy Covell, but doesn't drop for her. In and out of the basket. IPFW getting a break as once again the lid is just there for Tri-State and dropping the buckets. LaRue up front looking for an open shot. Near into Miller, back out front to Edwards. Edwards looks, an air ball. Not a real good shot for Pam. And they bring it down, and Stephanie Bishop takes it on herself, puts that one up and in off the glass. And IPFW with a little bit of a shutdown on the offensive end right now. Lisa Miller takes it along the baseline and loses it, goes off Tri-State, so IPFW will keep the ball. Kim Recker back into the ball game, and she's going to give Pam Edwards a break. As they're getting pounded under the boards. Miller looking to get it in, does to Recker. Recker turns, shoots. Short shot, goes off the front of the rim, and Sands draws a foul. Sands gives a foul, we'll say it that way, and that's going to be her first.
That foul call seemed to draw a cheer of derision from the Tri-State fans.
I think they thought things were a little uneven so far in the ball game.
Well, if you look at free throws in the first half, they'd have reason to believe that.
Once again, I won't refute the refs up here, the officials. Out to Yoakum. She's going to pop that one up for a long three, and it once again rolls off the rim. Another shot up and no good by Tri-State.
Look out,
pulls it
player.
down. Going to get vicious under the basket, I believe, as this game ticks away.
Shelly Sands is a good,
Manier.
fierce rebound. Oh. Oh, man. Oh.
Tina Manier almost with the steal. Yoakum almost with the steal from Manier, and as she gets the foul called on her, and I think we're going to see this again, literally just runs into the ref, and obviously he didn't go anywhere. She went flying. She tries to walk it off. I think she kind of came down hard on that ankle.
And there's a lightweight ref and there's a heavyset ref, and she picked the heavyset ref to run into.
Well, she gets the feeling that some of our players have gotten into the basket today, I guess.
But I must say he set a really fine screen on that play, so.
Nice screen. It was definitely, she was blinded.
Okay. Goodbye. Cavell is gone.
No, I believe they're going to call it on IPFW. And they did, and that's going to be on Sands, her second.
Like I said, foul on Sands.
More clapping from Tri-State's end.
I'm still laughing from the collision with the referee.
And Shelly goes down to the bench. To nice shot there of her. Take a break. Couple quick fouls. Oh, and LaRue goes for a steal. Misses. Tri-State brings the ball down the floor. Outside to Yoakum. She goes for three. Does not fall. And Tri-State sets it back up. Trying to dump the ball inside. That's where most of their points have come from in this ball game. And there the ball's thrown away by Yoakum. I tell you, this is one game she will not want to remember this year.
Well, it's almost to the point where they might want to sit her down just before she loses all confidence. Her shot's not falling. Some of her passes aren't working. She's got a little bit of foul problem. It's just not been a good night for her.
Tri-State gets the ball inbounds.
Good hands by Amy Hogan.
Trying to set up the play. Looking for virtually a shot that IPFW is not allowed this year. I mean, this game. And there Yoakum throws it up, and it's in and out. She tried from the other side, and coach is letting her throw them, though.
Well, give her credit. She's working hard, working for a good shot. She's taking good shots. They're just not dropping in.
And that's got to be frustrating. IPFW looking for an open shot themselves. Manier's going to take the long shot, and it hits. That's only 2 points as she was on the line.
It's been a while since we had a bucket.
That's right. Manier hitting well from the outside. It hasn't been a lot of shots, but what she has taken, she's put down. Tri-State passing the ball around. They're going to try to dump it inside, and there's a nice read by Ann Leakin as she steals the ball. And Yoakum's going to have to watch herself. You can see the frustration in her face, and almost causes a foul. And they're going to call that off Tri-State. It'll be the white ball, IPFW. We got 3 substitutions coming in. Thurston, Boyer.
Good luck on who the other one is. I don't have a number 33.
We don't have a 33, so we're going to have to sit tight. We'll get back with you. We have a new player in the game and not on our list. And Shelly Sands up, and it rolls off. Pam Edwards is going to put it back up and in. No good.
She got fouled, and they didn't call that.
Tri-State pulls up with the rebound, and they're going to bring the ball down the floor. Yeah, she was hacked into that, that's for sure. And the unknown player.
Oh.
Out front to Boyer. And that's going to be Offord with a shot and no good. Oh, and they go to throw it in. It's saved underneath Manier's legs to Tri-State right now. Ball's handling is very sloppy. Thurston is fouled by Amy Hogan. It wouldn't be a bad timeout for Kleinfelder just to settle the girls down a little bit. And we're going to get one as Manier goes up. And Amy Hogan draws her first foul.
Well, it was a wild series there. Those new players, here we go. And you saw Amy get Thurston as she came free for the layup.
And we've got an assistant coach here of Tri-State just talking to the head coach as the girls wait on the bench and for some advice, I think, tonight.
Tune in to Channel 6 this Sunday evening at 8 to catch the tape replay of tonight's ball game, which is on the way to being a really good victory for IPFW.
Thank you.
That's 8 o'clock Sunday, December 15th, Tri-State versus IPFW, the replay.
And we now no longer have an unknown player. We just found out that Jackie Coy is number 4, had down number 14 on our list, and she's number 33.
Okay.
She swapped uniforms on us. That throws us off a little bit. We didn't get that information ahead of time, but now we know it's no longer an unknown player. Jackie Coy for the Trojans. And we haven't seen her tonight, so obviously trying to throw somebody in there to make some kind of changes. And there's a real enthusiastic fan.
Cheer up. Christmas is almost here. By the way, if you're watching this Thursday, we're live. If you're watching this Sunday, we're taped. Just want you all to know that.
That's a nice bit of information. Maybe we can watch ourselves. No, I will be out probably fighting the crowds. No, on Sunday I will be working. So
we'll probably edit that portion out when they replay it on
that's
Sunday.
right. I try to avoid the Christmas crowds. And Ann Thurston gets the roll.
21 for her.
Chris Thurston. I don't know why I just called her Ann, but I did get Thurston right. She'll go for the second shot here. And it's up and no good. IPFW maintaining a 22-point lead down to Miller. Up and good! Lisa takes it to him, and there's that nice outlet. Lisa drops back quick, and they go over the defense.
Well, I hate to say the lead is insurmountable, but I think Tri-State's just going to have to play out the string here with some of their subs.
Oh, and Jackie Coy with a nice shot from the outside. And I tell you, if they get her open, they might start throwing that one up if she can hit it. Miller finds the open player. Sands up.
Oh.
No good.
And a foul.
Then they're going to have after that foul. And that's going to be on number 22.
Dawn Dressler just into the ball game.
We haven't seen Dawn yet this evening. And she draws the quick foul. And we're going to see this once again. Sands puts it up, no good. And Dawn gets her on the arm as she rebounds the ball. Once again, it's not a shooting foul. And IPFW having 5 team fouls. Doesn't put Tri-State on the line quite yet. Right now, Tri-State has 4 team fouls, so they're in a better position as we look into the second half. And we tie it up right there.
Lisa Miller picking up
as Jenny Toby.
Foul number.
Oh, it was Miller. I am
2.
I was off on that one, and that's 2 on her. Once again, the ball will be out of bounds. Toby to inbound the ball for Tri-State. They're looking to dump it inside, and there was a bad shot as Amy Boyer wasn't ready for that to come inside. Went right by her. Manier looking. Outside to Dressler into Edwards, and it doesn't go.
Thurston's a presence in there.
Edwards having a hard time getting a shot to drop tonight, though, also. Although we hadn't seen very much over the first half, but she's having a hard time in the second half, which she has played. Tri-State trying to move the ball around, looking for a shot. As basically IPFW shutting it down inside. They're going to have to shoot from the outside, and there's an air ball.
Nice rebound by Dressler.
Lisa's going to bring the ball down quickly, take it, and she loses the ball out of bounds. A little frustrated with herself on that. Couple of substitutions, Yoakum and LaRue coming back in for IPFW.
And Amy Perkins in the game.
I didn't even look at the number, I looked at the face, and I tell you, for me they would surpass as twins.
We got a good close-up look at Yoakum there just a second ago.
And there's a steal by Sands. She stopped a dribble out to Miller. Miller takes it herself. Nice drive. Lisa Miller for 2.
27 for Lisa on the evening.
IPFW 24-point lead right now. 7:04 remaining in the second half. Lisa almost with the steal. Gets a hand on the ball. Out to Yoakum. She shoots, and that one's just short. Tough night. And another basket by Lisa Miller. She's starting to add up the points, and Tri-State's going to have to call a timeout, get some items straightened out, and figure out what they're going to do this last 6 minutes and 41 seconds.
66-40. I've declared the lead insurmountable.
I think you're right. I'll have to agree with you now on that one. And we'll be right back after these messages.
How does it all work? From the smallest particle to the largest galaxy. What keeps it all going? Find out on The Mechanical Universe, a remarkable series that presents the latest in computer animation and video demonstrations. It's a fascinating introduction to the world of physics, hosted by Dr. David Goodstein of the California Institute of Technology. Discover the mechanical universe for yourself.
And welcome back as IPFW, I believe, has their largest lead in this ball game of 26 points. 6:41 remaining in the second half as they are trouncing the Trojans from Tri-State University, and that's a bunch of T's, and we could give somebody a tongue twister with that one. Tri-State will inbounds the ball, though, trying to set something up offensively and just not being able to do it all night. Yoakum. And with a foul from LaRue before the shot.
Yoakum can't even get to the foul line. Or, yes, she will get to the foul line.
She should get that. She was shooting.
That's the 7th team foul. Because the referee called the shot.
He called it before.
Called the foul before the shot, but she'll get a shot at 1-and-1 here. She averages 21.5 a game. She has 4 tonight. One of about 15 or 16 from the field.
She's thrown them up, but they haven't fallen now, though the first of 2 on the 1-on-1 falls for Jody Yoakum. A tough night for someone who normally averages over 20 points a ball game. And the second one doesn't go, and that's just the way her evening has gone. And Perkins brings the ball down the floor for IPFW. And
yes!
Lincoln, nice turnaround shot. Dressler had a nice assist on that. And we're going to get a roll shot by Jody Yoakum.
Glad to see that. Hate to see a really good player have a really awful night because you know she's a better ball player than one of 15, 16 from the field.
Perkins trying to avoid the trap, does, keeps dribbling. That was LaRue, and that was up and in.
No one picked her up.
No, she dribbled right down the sideline and then back along the baseline. And we've got another timeout by Tri-State. What a tough evening for the Tri-State Trojans. I don't know. That's all you can say. I mean, it's been bad on both ends of the court. And we see the Tri-State coach there.
Searching for an answer. I think she called timeout there because, like we said earlier, we'll be right back after these messages.
This is the increasingly competitive world we live in, and this is the country we want ahead of the competition. These are the people we'll be depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. These are the colleges and universities we're relying on for the people we're depending on to keep this country ahead of the competition. So if you want America to stay #1 in the world, do something about it. Give to the college of your choice.
And welcome back to a nice young fan there watching, and we hope you're still hanging in there with us, although the game has definitely been pulled away by IPFW.
The for the Tri-State Lady Trojans, I'm sure their coach is stressing that even though they're pretty much out of the ball game, you still have to work on things, and they will have lost 4 in a row now, so they've got some things to work on and improve on, and they just have to just play each possession by possession, to try to get a good shot and score some points.
And there's another shot by Yoakum, no good. Edwards pulls down a rebound, literally overpowered there by Boyer and Thurston as they just tried to tower over her, but she got out of it. Perkins with the ball, outside to Dressler and Edwards, and that's going to be good. Same play, I believe, right before the timeout, and Tri-State either didn't pay attention or just forgot, because that was the same thing that happened. And we're going to have a substitution here for Tri-State in a moment. Jackie Coy got caught in the trap down there, but she got off with the ball.
Melissa Shipp in the ball game. Good defense and causes a turnover by the Trojans.
And Yoakum's face says it all. She just went up and the ball was out of bounds, and she's just going to go to the bench. The coach finally going to pull her out.
She really didn't get a whole lot of help from her teammates here tonight.
IPFW going to inbound the ball here as Tri-State's going to work on their press. That's one thing they can work on for their next game, but IPFW without much trouble. Dressler waiting, puts that up and in.
Working on breaking the press.
And being very effective with it tonight. Very, very effective. And there's going to be a steal. Actually, Perkins caused number 21, Jenny Toby, to lose it, and she's going to get the opportunity to put it back in, and does. Nice to see. Dressler gave the ball back and gave her a chance to put it up and in as she took the ball away. Handed it off.
It was fair play.
That's right, and a chance for 3 points for Perkins. You're going to see it again. It's nice fake as she was going to pass it and put it up and in. Tri-State going to use all their timeouts tonight. They call another one. And IPFW with a little bit of enthusiasm now as they bring the ball down the floor very quickly around the press and are just basically 2 people open for a shot. And we'll just have to see what comes out of this timeout.
Here's the schedule of our live sports telecast in the coming weeks. We got some double headers for the first of the year. Thursday, January 2nd at 6, St. Joseph's College against the Lady Dons, and at 8, St. Joe against the Mastodons. Saturday, January 4th at 6 and 8, it'll be Lewis University playing the IPFW Lady Dons. That's, of course, the ladies at 6. At 8 o'clock, the men. The Mastodons take on Lewis at 8 o'clock. Thursday, January 16th, we'll have Bellarmine at 6 o'clock versus the Lady Dons, and at 8 o'clock, the men. And then Saturday, the 18th of January, a Kentucky State IPFW doubleheader. The Lady Dons at 6 and the Mastodons at 8 o'clock.
IPFW does play here at 3 o'clock on Saturday. If you'd like to come and join IPFW, play their game, because we will not be televising that game.
They're taking on Grand Valley State.
Perkins misses that chance at 3-point. Edwards pulls down offensive rebound. And it's going to be IPFW's ball as Tri-State tips it out. Nice try. They were trying to get the ball to Michelle Conley. A little bit high. But IPFW maintains control of the ball. And out to Conley, over to Perkins. Over to Dawn Dressler. Dressler looking inside. They're trying to feed Wrecker as she's playing arm games with Thurston. It's been rough under the basket. And there they find her open. She shoots and drops that one in. Nice soft touch by Wrecker.
Well, that's a tough zone they have down there, the Tri-State Trojans do. They've got still Thurston in there, and also Covell with her 4 fouls.
And there was almost a steal by IPFW, but Tri-State ties up the ball. Possession remains with the Trojans from Tri-State University. And they have a little bit of drive ahead of them tonight. And I tell you, I don't think I'd want to be in the van. It's a long ride home when you've lost the way they have tonight, or will have by the time this game is over. 78-43, 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the second half. Tri-State, and there's Coy, Jackie Coy with a 3-pointer from the outside. And I don't know, maybe they should have pulled Yoakum earlier and gave a couple other players a chance. And she's hit a couple here in the last part of the game. And there's a missed shot. 78-46, Tri-State bringing the basketball down as we try to maintain ourselves, keep staying to this game as the fans are also falling back, and there's a missed shot by Tammy Wolf, and we haven't seen her yet. And it's going to be tied up. Possession this time will be to the white. IPFW's basketball. And Recker will inbounds the ball. Perkins will bring it up. Tri-State's basically dropped off. Playing 3-2 the zone, and the ball is overthrown. Michelle Conley once again, I don't know. She's got some height, but not enough for the last two passes that have come her way. She's 6 foot, but both of those have been over her head. IPFW turned the ball over. Tri-State with another chance here to get a couple more points on the board. Almost a brand new lineup except for the post players for Tri-State right now in the ball game. New players from the outside. And there's Thurston up and in. Tell you, she's been tough from the inside. She's got quite a few points for Tri-State.
23 to be exact, but it wasn't enough. She was pretty much the only offensive threat for the Lady Trojans tonight.
And there's Conley up and in. Nice roll for Conley. That's maybe one thing IPFW could have worked on tonight. Thurston has almost half of their points. You think you might want to shut her down a little bit better, not allow a player to score that many points. But they've been playing well, and I think their defense first started out mostly keying on Yoakum to try to prevent the outside shot. That they did. But then they should have turned it inside, and there's a nice shot by Dressler. And we've got a timeout here for IPFW. 82-48, 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in the second half as IPFW pretty much dominates this game.
Looking over some of the scoring. Lisa Miller finishes the game with 29 points, 3 of 4 from the line. Shelley Sands coming in with 9. Tina Manier with 13 points. Annie Leakin with a 9-point game. And almost everyone's got in the scoring column. Michelle Conley with 4, Amy Hogan with a bucket, Jamie LaRue with a bucket, Amy Perkins with a bucket. Dawn Dressler's got 2. The only player to play so far without scoring yet is Melissa Shipp. And she's out of the ball game with Kelly Underwood in there now.
And we're going to see.
Let's look at that last shot.
Sands dumps it over to Dressler, and she put it up off the glass. Now it's nice assist by Sands. She saw Dressler was open on the other side of the lane and dropped it over to her. Tri-State pretty much with all new players in the game. I think she's given the inexperienced players a little bit of playing time as she sees that the game is definitely out of reach. And there's going to be a foul. And I believe that's going to be Conley.
Foul number 10, Conley, her first.
And number 24, Kathy Koval. We've seen a little bit of her tonight. She'll shoot a 1-and-1. They are in the bonus. And sinks the first. 82-49. And we'll see her take the second shot. Up and good. Perkins bringing the ball down the floor for IPFW. Outside to Underwood. Back to Perkins, and she's going to take the shot. That's going to be short. Dressler gets the rebound. Back out to Underwood. Perkins looking underneath. Underwood taking a look. They've got 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, nice dump to Dressler, and she gets it to fall. With 7 seconds remaining on the 30-second shot clock, they looked underneath the basket. Dressler once again was wide open.
Starters are really cheering for the reserves. The coach had to get them to sit down. They were almost on the court as either Underwood or Perkins were going for that bucket.
And there's a move by Covell up and in. And Perkins takes a quick look at the clock. They got 33 seconds remaining. IPFW will have to put a shot up before the clock runs out. Over to Underwood, down to Conley. Over to Recker, to Dressler. They're giving it to her, up
Nice
and
shot.
in. Oh, she's got that shot down to a tee. She's going to put up some quick points here.
Dawn Dressler's having a really fine 4 minutes of the game here. She's got 8 points now.
11, 10 seconds remaining. Tri-State going to try to get another basket. A steal by IPFW, and I believe that's going to be it. They may get a shot off. Perkins looking at the clock, up, doesn't get a shot off. IPFW winning this one, 86-52. And they'll meet each other out there on the floor and congratulate, or console, I should say, in this game. And I'll head down to the floor and leave Steve up here, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Lisa Miller finishes with 29 points. Shelly Sands 9, Tia Manier 13 for IPFW. They're victorious, 86-52, and we'll be back after this 2-minute timeout.
I always wanted to be like my father, you know, order me a dry martini.
I saw that there's an image behind drinking, the people that drank, that they looked older and sophisticated. I was 11 when I lost my virginity to a guy. I was 17, and I was drunk.
Drinking had taken me so far down, I had to get out of my house.
Sometimes I'd sleep in the woods. If I didn't sleep in the woods, I slept on the corner. If I didn't sleep on the corner, I slept at someone's house who I didn't even know.
I had wound up in a lot of trouble with the law. I had wound up in jail.
When I was drinking, you know, I was with a lot of guys, and a lot of guys used me.
You know, I hurt my parents dearly. You know, and I knew at the time I was doing it, but I didn't care, just as long as I got high.
I was so miserable. I hated myself. Every time I looked in the mirror, I wanted to cry.
Hey, yo, alcohol is a drug, man, and you can get hooked on it. And the younger you start, the more damage you can do. Word.
It's just no experience for no kids my age or anyone younger.
If you want to be somebody, have a family, have a future, just say no.
Say no and say yes to your life.
There was this guy, a nationally known sports hero. And then I got busted. As a result of my lust for cocaine, I was totally out of control, and I didn't even realize it. That's what's crazy about cocaine. I had a beautiful family, a big house in the suburbs, everything I wanted. Then I got into cocaine, and I almost lost it all.
I was crazy from cocaine. I couldn't live without it. That wasn't me. It was somebody else.
It's a lie that cocaine's not addictive. I didn't choose to be an addict. Quitting cocaine was... One night, my heart freaked out. I thought I was going to die. I risked my health, jail, and the people who love me. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about because you're taking the exact same ride.
Anyone tells you cocaine's not addictive, they lie.
Cocaine, the big lie. Call 1-800-662-HELP.
We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cablecast of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the games and the excitement of intercollegiate sports at IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of student workers and volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help to defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center at IPFW invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to the College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, the zip code 46805-1499. Please make your check out to the Indiana-Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designate it for College Cable Access Athletics. Now let's go down to the floor and the star of tonight's ball game. Take it away.
And thanks a lot, Steve. Joining me down on the floor now is Ann Leakin. And IPFW pretty much ran away with this game. And you came in the first half, dumped a couple quick buckets in, and IPFW began a 36-17 run on Tri-State. What do you think was the keys to some of this ball game?
I think one of the keys to this ball game was the teamwork that we showed tonight. We've been working all week and for the whole year trying to utilize all our strengths around, trying to throw in a little pressing now. I think hustle. Everybody was intense and hustled, and playing together is the main part. Just being able to trust each other and know that they're going to come through.
You ended up unofficially with 9 points and a couple of steals and I believe a couple of rebounds tonight. What happened when Tri-State put the first press on you guys? You lost the ball and then you took a timeout and you came back out. And what did the coach talk to you about?
When that happens, she just tells us to settle down and do what we know how to do best and just break the press. And we've been practicing breaking different types of press all week and just to settle down and play our type of game.
What was it like under the basket? It looked pretty rough from where we were sitting.
It was a pretty physical game. They were some big girls and really good girls, and they had some strength, and you really had to hold your own in there and not let them push you around, get good position on the rebounding.
You guys pretty much shut down Yoakum, but number 22 put in about 24 points and under the basket. And you know, were you keen for Yoakum at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, we were really keen on her. Well, everybody also, but her mainly. With 22, we got stuck on help side sometimes and didn't get all the way around. And at first we started not fronting her, and then towards the end, or right away, Coach put us into going all the way around her so that we can shut her down. She had a really good game tonight.
Yeah, and that was Thurston for Tri-State, and we're glad that you could join us and had such a good game as IPFW won this one 86-52, and we're going to throw it back up to Steve Brailsford right now.
We'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 crew, the College Cable Access Center, and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their participation in the live production of our basketball game this evening. The telecast of this IPFW sporting event is the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized copying, retransmission, or rebroadcast of this event without the express written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to join us on Thursday, January 2nd at 6 and at 8. We'll be bringing you live coverage of a GLVC basketball doubleheader between St. Joseph's College and IPFW. Stay tuned to Channel 6 following tonight's game as we join Univision Network programming already in progress. Once again, the final 86-52 IPFW winner. For Christy Walker, this is Steve Brailsford. Goodbye for now and see you next year.